Yeah, I had gold buys.
Nice. I saw gold shot up.
Yeah, at 6 o'clock it shot up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching the chart. I woke up, I was watching the chart, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah,
Shot,
crazy.
shot really hard.
I knew it was gonna go up too, so I was like, okay, I'll take it. And it's still going up.
Yes. Oh.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Gold is approaching resistance. Start from the weekly. Wow, I think gold's gonna fill that weekly wick.
Yeah, that's what Wakar said.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good too to fill it.
Yeah, it does. It does. The 30-minute is creating some sort of a support. The weekly wick is at 1508 almost. So that's like 30 pips away. 30,
Good
35.
morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, morning.
Good morning.
So
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
yeah. Gold should push up.
Yeah, if it breaks that resistance, I would take buys. Just gotta set up buy stops.
30-minute. Yeah, if this holds 1504, it's heading up to like 1508, 1509. Let's take a look here.
And GJ, who respected that area super nice. I woke up like at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it did. If you look on the weekly here, this is a strong area.
This closed my gold position. I have 1506 as a strong resistance on the 4 hour.
Oh, nice. Ted, are you driving right now?
Yeah, it looks like you're far. Sounds like you're far.
Sorry, there we go. Is that better?
Oh, yes. It seems like you're on your way to somewhere.
Oh no! I just had my mic up on the headset. I just pushed it down. Yeah, I saw 1506 as a hard resistance on the 4 hour. I just closed my first position. I think we're gonna have a massive pullback at 7 o'clock because that resistance is pretty tough. But I do agree because the daily's gone mega bullish that we should push through. But I think we're gonna have issues with this count. Like I see us coming to 1508. I just see that this level first is going to be difficult. It'll probably come back down, and then we're going to get that push right to here. So I think you're going to get better entries down over here before, like around 8 o'clock and stuff like that. I think this is going to be very tough to break right now at this point. Because I saw that right away. The 30-minute, I caught that 30-minute candle right all the way up from 1504.
1506.
Nice.
New 15-minute about to start. If that pumps up, I think it's going to continue on. GU signal. No.
I missed again in the London session that huge move up.
Oh, that was crazy
Jeez.
move.
Yeah, I woke up at 4 and I literally saw the first candle move up and I went back to sleep. Like
Like it was so easy too, because as soon as it breaks this resistance here, like you could have taken any sort of trades, and even this one over here, and then you could have said this was your target.
yeah, I think that was like around 4:30.
So easy.
It's fucking blind.
Ooh, trying to take buys. Well, if you try to take buys, I think your stops should be at 1503, just to be safe. And to be safe, 1501. 1503 would be your first stop, which is like 24 pips away. But then you're targeting this area here, 1508, 1508, 1507. If GJ closes bullish, I'm actually looking for sells on GJ. I'm actually looking for sells because I think if it drops, it's going to fill this area right here, 126, 600. So I'm looking for sells.
The GU is retesting the daily from when it broke on Friday, so I'm waiting for some bearish confirmation for some sells.
Ooh. Four-hour doing kind of like a retest in GU.
Yep, look at the daily.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Oh wow, it's so bullish at resistance. That's interesting.
Are you sick, Paul?
What?
Sick? Are you sick?
I think your mic is sick, whoever's talking.
I'm not sick.
Yeah, he sounds sick.
No, that's just the supplements making my voice a little deeper.
Is the Japan holiday affecting GJ? Nope. No. Oh, CPI. GBP CPI. So much fun this week. So take a look at EJ. Remove everything, so EJ is moving down. Let's take a look here. Created some support. Now if it heads up, oh, it's also at this retest level there in the 1 hour. Yeah, EJ needs to break above 117,780 for it to continue moving. But so far, it's just gotta wait because you know it's at this level here. It's at support and resistance. for GU to head down, I think you would want to see a 30-minute candle close bearish at least a 30-minute candle close bearish. Because if you can get a 30-minute candle close bearish, then you can say, okay, look, we formed resistance now. It's at resistance, but it hasn't formed resistance. You know, there's a difference. So it's at resistance. It needs to reject. So it needs to form it first before rejecting it. So you just gotta wait. Just gotta wait for it to form resistance. Oh wow, Yuji is just dying over here. Where is UJ going? Let's take a look. Oh, monthly. Monthly's crashing. Can UJ come to 14? No, 104. 104,800. That's 20 pips away. That daily wick there to the left from 3rd January. Oh, it's dropping more. So yeah, it just needs to break this. I mean, 30-minute candle close below these candles here to the left. If this, oh no, 30 minutes right here. So it needs to close here first. And then it can continue down. If it continues down, I think your stop's going to be above the 30-minute candle, which is like 105, 230 to be safe. 7 pips.
Yeah, gold's doing what I figured it was going to do, consolidate around this area. It's going to be a pullback, a big pullback.
Yeah, we've seen gold do nasty pullbacks and then continue on.
Yeah, and then it continues up, yeah. But it's good because now you can start looking and putting buy stops around this area here, or maybe just above here. So when it shoots up, you're gonna catch them nice, like a Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, because now people are going to get destroyed with gold because they're taking buys and gold's gonna rip down 40 pips. And they're going to be like, what's happening? It's because the 4-hour candles hit a resistance level. And has to pull back for the New York session open.
So having a buy stop at around 15.06, 20 or 40 is going to make much more sense.
That's right. Because in the next 2 hours, it's going to hit that target. This is Raquel's trade of the day.
Catalyzed by 10.
That's right. There's gonna be a Raquel guaranteed trade.
No. Let's see. Let's do this. And can we get an X over here? X. Is an X? Oh, no. It's not an X. Oh. Wishing you all a great week and on and off the charts. Thank you. Wishing you a great week. Great week like Christmas. Yeah, so far waiting for this hour to close. GU is creating a bearish candle here. UG has pulled up. See, it's important to wait for candles to close. Because UG was at support. For a minute, it seemed like it's going to close bearish below these candles and we take sells, but as you wait for the candles to close, you see it pulled up. So, no trade. Gotta wait. You got to wait simply, you got to wait, and it's a Monday. You got to wait on a Monday. Ted, you know gold will pull back, but do you have an idea how far? Well, if you're in buys, it's a problem, but just gotta wait for it to turn bullish.
Yeah, gold's going to pull back very hard. You just hit a major level, and you have a big candle that just pushed up with on the 4 hour, and it's going to pull back a bit. So you're going to find that this is going to you're going to have fun with gold right now. It's gonna pull back a lot.
So now you start mapping out levels. So you see it 1503.70 is the level, and then you have another one at 1501. So 15 minutes, yeah, right there, 1501.
Ted, when you say the Canadian economy follows the U.S. economy, are you talking about the co-integration of the market? No, I'm talking about the fact that the Canadian economy relies heavily dependent on the U.S. economy in terms of trade. So when the U.S. economy is doing bad, the Canadian economy ends up doing bad, and when the U.S. economy does anything with related to their fiscal policies, Canada usually follows 6 to 8 months later.
Yeah, so if you saw US cut rates, Canada's going to follow suit soon.
Yeah, probably 6 to 8 months. So probably around December, we might see a rate cut.
Yeah. Oh, GU was bearish and now it went bump, bump, bump. See, that's why you wait for candles.
Surprised.
Oh, you just dropping now. You just should head off to 104,800. 104,800.
Ooh, GJ might be a nice sell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for GJ.
Oh, sorry, UJ, sorry. UJ. UJ, wow. Slow, steady. that's the nice, slow and steady trade with UJ. Just Mr. Consistent.
If you're just falling so heavy, gold should like move.
Gold will flip up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, but gold sets up before the USA Open. So that's why we're getting that drop with gold.
150620.
How are the spreads at Trader's Domain? You should check. They're good.
I can tell you right now.
How can I improve the visuals? You have to check that. We're not tech gurus.
Jesus, the G is just popping right now. JR, I think it's gonna hit that 2100.
Oh wow, GU is just pumping.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming at all.
No. I still don't buy it, but
So fishy, 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 fishy. Oh visuals on YouTube. I mean, it's easy. You just gotta learn how to use YouTube.
Is your trading view chart delayed by 15 minutes? No.
No.
Ooh, gold is dropping. Very good. This is awesome. Give me a better entry to get in. Drop to 1500, I'll be happy.
Wow, all the strongness on GU, where'd this come from? Ripping up. Man, I have this guy, he's in my group. Every 2 weeks, he creates a new account. He's like, oh, this is my new account to journal my trades. Every 2 weeks. And every 2 weeks, he messages me, hey, I'm in your group. And every 2 weeks, we have this conversation, well, where? And I have to search his name. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's where you are. So, you know, if you're in my group, just message in the groups, not on Instagram. Hey, bro, I'm your student. No, you're not. And then we check.
What do you mean, like, every 2 weeks he makes a new account?
Yeah, to journal his trades, and then he messages me, hey, I'm your student.
Oh, on IG?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of confuses me.
Like, he blows an account every 2 weeks?
No, he opens a trading account every 2 weeks. Oh, no, Instagram account, like a new one.
Oh, okay.
Is there a specific indicator when a pair is oversold? No, there's no indicator. It's eyes. So if you see UJ, if you put a RSI indicator, a UJ is going to say it's oversold. But if you use your eyes and your brain, you see like it's moving down. You know, when things move down, you look for resistances to be formed. So let's take a look at this. So if you're taking a trade here, if you're taking sells, your stop is going to be around at 105, 200. So this was consolidation. This is a move down, you know, as Ted talks about. So now I think another move down is coming like this.
Yeah, it just did a retest, and then it looks like it's going down.
Yes. So that's gonna happen. This is where your stop should be up over here. Wow, the dollar is weak.
GU is popping up.
Yeah. Popping up hard. Came out of nowhere. This music is brought to you by the YouTube library. These are songs YouTube wants us to play.
These songs are making me fall asleep. But
Pound up on euro and dollar. Monday missed reports from Indian people options to block negative. Boris is like, oh dear, oh dear.
that's your boy, Boris.
Yeah, I think this move up on the pound is just like a little retracement for a further dump later on this week. GPCPI is coming, and it's not that bad. I mean, this moved. Oh wow! Look at GU and GJ. Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the pound. Damn, Daniel. Bro, yesterday I had to drive 8 fucking hours. 8 hours.
Oh, nice. Where were you headed?
I was just doing deliveries because both of my drivers didn't show up.
Oh.
And to do my deliveries and his and Harry's deliveries. Delivering for 60 people. New York. I left at 2, I got back at 12.
Nice little cruise across town.
Yeah, nah, it's relaxing though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to drive a lot too. I got 100, 150 miles a day.
Yeah.
And, it takes your mind off everything. So you gotta be like concentrated on the road and you start like thinking about other things. You take your eyes off the charts. You don't want to crash it. You don't want to trade on crash. Trade and drive. Don't do it. Like crash like that before.
Alright, YouTube.
I went from all over Brooklyn up to
Ted, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, I noticed you said that you were. Good morning, by the way. You were saying that gold is going to do a pullback, but you didn't take that the pullback trade. That's because you never trade against the trend.
Correct.
Yeah, we don't trade against the trend.
Because the thing is, once again, when you see a pullback, how far do you think, how far is it going to pull back to? We don't know, right? I rather err on the side of the let it do the pullback, and then when the candles flip on the smaller time frames to continue trend, take a trade based on that, because then I have unlimited upside. Your downside has limited downside right now, so I don't want to take a limited option, even though you can see that there's a trade there. For me, I don't believe in those trades because I don't know when it's going to flip. So right now you can see even on the hourly, we created a wick again, and we're holding support at like 1503. So I can look to take a trade right now at 1505 or even 1504, like I guess 1505 will be the safer one. As that hourly candle flips, and I can go to 1506 and then eventually to 1508. So now you can catch more, right? So you could move your stop. You can move it over to here because then you're anticipating this candle doing this, right? Where the wick has hit this support and then it flips back that way. And you get a clear direction going all the way back up.
But you will be in on the long side.
Yeah, I mean, I already took a trade this morning on gold, but if it presents itself again, I will be looking for this for 1508. So this is sort of the range, I think, is a very safe one once we go bullish.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any news coming up?
Forexfactory.com. That's the first thing you should look at when you wake up.
No, I'm already in it.
Oh.
I saw last week, so schedule. For retail sales on Thursday, and on CPIs tomorrow.
Yes.
And CPI for the pound is on Wednesday. And Boris is not doing his job.
So my whole idea with this UJ sell is that the 30-minute candle here, 30-minute candles, you know, they created a support. This bullish candle, like, you know, it signified this is a strong support, but this bearish kind of broke it, right? So we did kind of like a retest. So I mean, now this area should hold as resistance for us to continue moving down. And when you look left, 104,800 down here is like a, I mean, like a monthly wick fill or whatever. So we're trying to catch, well, I'm trying to catch this little portion of the move. But
That's about like 15 times.
yeah, but the condition on this trade is that it has to stay below 105,200 for it to continue moving down. And obviously it's UJ, it moves nice and consistent. So it's stop
Yeah,
it.
I see a weekly support on 104.
Yeah, so it's less risk too.
That's already past the flash badge. Well, if you let it go to that weekly support at 104,700, it's about 42 pips.
Yes. Yeah, UJ takes a long time to move, even like 15. So
Yeah. That's what I don't know about UJ. But you haven't traded UJ in a minute.
yeah, that's true.
Wow. It's been a while. It's been really more than 2 months, probably. I've never seen you trade UJ. Only when I think when we were on Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of patience for you. I'm looking at GJ. Kind of rejection from the previous 5-minute candle. It's pretty good. Looking at the 30-minute candle. Goes bearish. Another confirmation for if I get down to 126 for 480.
I think GJ sells would be great below 126,850. 850. Yeah, 850.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for next bearish candle. 126,850. I mean 126,8. Yeah. I put a self stop, but I don't like how GJ just like little big touches. Yeah, 126,800. Below that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because once it comes below that, I'll be looking to, like, maybe take this range here, which is like 30 pip range, so part of this range would be good. Any good video on Forex demo trading? I've never.
And the same question.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that fucking question, man?
Hey, what up, Nick?
What's up, brother?
What's up with that fucking question? You can curse.
No, I literally heard that question like 10 times. Like, come on, man.
Just open up an account, blow it up. Open up another one, blow it up. And, just keep on opening accounts. I even want somebody to teach you how to trade demo.
See, if this 30-minute candle closes bullish on gold, I think the next one will continue moving bullish. And that would be the New York Open push.
But remember that 8 a.m. pullback? Oh, if it happens.
Oh wow, gold to 1474. I don't know. Where'd you get that number from? 1474.
Where did that number come from? Oh, in YouTube, right?
Yeah, for gold to go to 1474, it's got to break a lot of levels. It's got to break below 15. Yeah, it's just a wild number. Let's make them another wild number. How about
1480.
Yeah. Or how about 1444.44?
Or 14666.
I highly doubt gold's gonna go anywhere near that level with the push it had this morning.
Yeah, gold is heading to 1444.
When gold is hitting 14666.
Hey, Rakil, you ever trade London Open? No, I'm sleeping at that time.
People think you're a machine. You don't sleep. You don't eat. You trade 24/7.
Oh, at first I used to trade all the sessions.
For real? Without sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rakil actually, he was a champ back when he first started. Like, same thing with me. Like, we'd be up, and people like from the UK be like, "Why are you guys up right now? It's like 3 in the morning." Oh no, I gotta trade London.
No. Because back then you said that there wasn't that much volatility, so you guys had to like figure something out. Yes, you had like.
No, it was just more of we didn't realize what we were doing was wrong. Like, I used to trade all 3 sessions because I was just trying to get as much money as I could. But then I realized that the money that I was making in London session was killing my opportunities in the New York session.
Right.
And I realized I was making only like 5 or 6% in London, and I was making more in the USA session. So I might as well sleep and be more alert.
Yeah, because the sleep deprivation it kills you.
Well, yeah, I wasn't healthy for a long time.
No, definitely. It's like a drug.
Plus, you have family responsibilities. Just a miserable way to live. Be up trying to be up 24 hours a day. I used to try that myself.
Yeah, I can't trade when I'm tired. I literally lose.
I cannot trade at all when I'm tired. Like yesterday, I cooked. I drove like 7-8 hours, and I managed to get like 6 hours of sleep. I'm a little tired, but I can get maybe like 2-3 hours of hard work.
Yeah, so if you see now UJ is dropping, now what I'm gonna do is, now since the 30-minute candle is about to close in 10 minutes, I'm gonna tighten my stop. I'm gonna bring it just above the current 30-minute candle, because for it to go down, there is no way that it should continue going up before heading down. So now it's a very, very safe, risk-free trade.
Yeah, I took it.
And gold's doing a similar pattern, trying to continue bullish.
gonna take profits at 105 flat.
Look how ugly GJ looks on the one out.
Yeah,
So ugly.
that's fucking ugly.
Still having problems to understand how you decide when and where to enter. It's pretty easy. Once you have a bias, let's say the bias is sells, then you look for a resistance, and the reason you look for a resistance is because that's where you're going to place a stop loss. And you're like, okay, well, if I have a $1,000 account, I'm probably going to risk $10 to $15 on this trade, and I'll let it run. Either it's going to go and hit your stop, or it's going to go in straight in profits. The two outcomes are going to happen, right? But if it hits a stop loss, you're going to be like, oh, well, okay, well, I expected to lose $10, $15, so that's okay. And then you come back the next day and do it again.
And do it again.
Oh, gold is moving.
Hopefully people caught it.
Oh, gold is almost about to activate the buy stop. Almost.
What will be your stop loss?
Here I have my stop 15 pips.
Gold?
Yeah. Yeah, because I use less risk on gold. Oh, buy stop activated on gold. It's moving. Up 4 pips. Oh, draw down.
Oh, come on. It looked like you just wanted to touch that.
This is always fun.
Gold is going to go where it wants to go.
Huge is dropping heavy too.
Ted, would it be safe to say most moves happen early morning? Well, I mean, once again, it depends on what moves you're looking for, and it depends on what you've backtested. Something to keep in mind. A lot of the questions that are being asked on the YouTube channel, if you actually did some research and back tested your charts and asked the same question on the chart and then went to review it, you would get your answers. I think a lot of people don't like actually doing any research. They just come here and ask questions like we're Google. And, you know, that's fine. I'll always answer them. But I can guarantee you, you're not going to learn as fast as if you were to experience it in the markets and understand it in your own terms. It's sort of like when you do a math question, and math, you know, you ask somebody to help you solve the answer, and they give you the answer, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, that was easy," and then the next math question comes up, and you don't know how to solve it because all you've done is you've just watched somebody else go through the motion. So it's just very important that a lot of the questions that you ask about related to the charts, that if you go and you back test, and what I mean is all you have to do is say, hey, is early Eastern time the best time for the market to move? And what you would do is you go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday over the last 3 months at a particular time and see if that is correct. That is how you would examine those trades.
Alright, secured 7 pips on UJ. UJ. This is a good trade. Not bad, not bad.
Trade with well.
Yes, very good trade, Rakil. Very, very easy.
UJ, I'm 3 pips on gold. I'm up 3% and I'm done for the day.
Oh, nice.
Did you stay in gold?
Who?
No, just like got like 4 pips and got out.
No, Rakil.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like if gold hits my stop, I'm gonna be break even because.
Yeah. But UJ, it's still falling.
Yep, you just still falling. You just still running. So that's good.
He was pulling all the way back.
Target for GJ sell. GJ, I want to sell below 126, but I might not take another trade because I already took UJ sell and gold buy stops. Just gonna wait.
It's just Monday. You want to relax.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
What's happening?
Oh, I got my mic on. Sorry.
Oh.
You looking at shit.
Yeah, you're looking at shit.
DJ is rejecting that 127,300 coming down.
Yeah, so I don't quite understand why you are keeping track of the pips. Isn't it way more important to track the RR together with lot size? Because 7 pips with a 70 pip stop loss would be bad, but well, no one had a 70 pip stop loss. I mean, where'd you get that idea from? 70 pip stops.
I can imagine having that in gold.
I think that's the normal stop you're supposed to have.
Swingers.
Yeah, it's a swing stop.
Yeah, 70 pip stop, 5 pip gain. I'm pretty sure that's like the best way.
Yeah, we don't do that. I mean,
You gotta chill out, Sam.
the problem is like a lot of people don't secure profits and they don't put positions at break even, and that's what causes you to lose winning positions. Yeah, that's a good thing there. That causes you to lose winning positions. That's the problem.
IML risk reward ratio.
So you always gotta secure the bag.
Secure the bag alert.
Secure the bag alert. So see, price came down. I took.
Risk to reward ratio.
Yeah, IML risk reward ratio.
Is that including your monthly money you make from marketing?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never been to IML. I don't know what IML is.
Yeah, I think it balances out then.
What is this shit? The Science 2.0? It's a guy on the snow and snowboard. That's you? Rakil?
Yeah. If it's on my it's me.
But that was you snowboarding?
No, I don't snowboard.
No, it's a naked man on a desert. Use 7 here.
Oh yeah, that's
Lost, insecure.
yeah, that's like a confused Trader,
Yeah,
butt
cowboy.
naked, not
Yeah.
knowing what to do.
It's like a confused cowboy on the Himalayan mountains trying to get some salt.
So you see gold 30-minute close bullish. It's very good. Respecting support. So now you have support being respected. Bullish candle at support. So this should continue moving bullish.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about gold, actually.
Gold will be fine.
Yeah, you usually have massive rejection right now.
Not sure, but what we use to mark out the range of our trades. Are you out of gold? No, I still have gold running. It didn't hit my stop. Too high to buy for me. It's perfect.
What discipline is required while you practicing on the simulator? What? What discipline is required? I don't know. Like your own discipline?
Discipline, just go all out.
Paul Tudor Jones has a 1700 target. He's a pretty good trader. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Good to hear.
1700, huh?
Paul, that's you?
No, that's not me.
Oh man, you don't take gold?
I don't think my last name's Tudor.
Tudor.
Door.
It's always interesting listening to other people look at other traders. It's like that's their.
Yeah. That's the wrong thing.
It's so wrong. It's not even funny. I would never look at another person's trading and be like, "Oh, because they said that, it has to be true." Oh God, I would never do that.
Yeah, I always question anybody in here. That's what
You Jay took me out.
Usually probably take that down to go up.
Shugram
Oh,
and
you-
Dakar, you can look at all those questions and answers on the YouTube channel because there's many videos discussing your questions.
Many videos.
What if they have questions about asking proper questions? Is that on there?
That would be a great
No.
question. How do you ask a question when it comes to asking a good question?
Gold looking nice. Yes, if you're in gold, it's running nice, not looking nice. So
Yeah, gold is fine.
Oh.
Like we said, we had the pullback that we wanted, we had support held, and now it'll just fly for the rest of the half hour.
come on, gold, push.
Yeah, it was kind of. If you know gold, you could totally tell.
Yeah. Ho 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 ho, Rakil's trade of the day, guaranteed. Guaranteed, trade of the day by Rakil. Ho 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 ho.
Oh, damn, gold.
I'm out.
Holy,
I just closed too.
Thank you.
nice.
My gold TP.
Damn, I could tell that was an excellent trade. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Wow.
Question.
You're only drawing support and resistance based on 30-minute time frame? No, we're executing on a 30-minute time frame, but we're drawing support and resistance on the higher time frames. Gold will probably continue to go up, but I'm happy.
Wow, look at that
that's
push.
Rakil said 1508, and I told him it was the trade of the day guaranteed by Rakil, and he said no, but I believe in Rakil.
Wow, look at that fucking push. I'll let you know that pullback.
Well, I also had the same analysis, so I was like, it's gonna be pretty easy if Rikiel says this is right, and I'm like, I already said it was right. So
Yeah, like 2 double pluses.
yeah, so I was like, Rikiel's smart. I just got in a little. I got in off the 5-minute chart.
Yeah, now it's gonna retrace a little bit.
Yeah, I got it. I got in at 15:05, so that was good.
You closed at 15:08 right on the spot.
15:07.93. It slipped me a bit, but whatever.
What about you, Rikiel?
Let me see here.
Cause you got in super early.
Yeah, I my buy stop got activated 15:06.51. I exited at 15:07.76.
Oh, nice.
Hey, everybody made money. Look at that. Everyone followed the leader.
Yeah, I took that trade.
It was pretty straightforward. I mean, we see this happen all the time in the last 30 minutes before the North American session open. Usually you get that push. So
Always. And then that retracement at 8 a.m. So from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't really like looking at gold. Basically just to see how it's gonna move from 10 a.m. to 11 from London close. But other than that, I don't like taking any trades on gold from 9 to 10. I mean, from 8 to 8 to 9. My bad.
yeah, so it was a pretty easy trade.
Had a little bit of a drawdown, but it went.
Oh yeah, that little pullback. Yeah, it happened as soon as your buy stop got activated.
Yeah. It was pretty straightforward because now if you go back and review this trade and you look at your 30-minute and you find where your support was, you can go back into the 5-minute now and you could actually figure out a very good entry, which would be right about here. So on the 5-minute charts, where I took an entry right at 15:05, like right over here, it was easy because this now created the support that you wanted. So here, let me draw this. Yeah, this is where I took my entry right over here because we got that initial pop up. Then you had indecision, which was just a breather, and then we had the continued movement. And this section here, going this way, corresponded with the new 30-minute candle, right? 30-minute candle. So if you evaluate and you watched on the 5-minute and you saw this, as soon as we held over here on the 5-minute candles, you can run the 5-minute candle, and obviously this was your target. It was pretty straightforward. And if you're uncomfortable sort of with this scenario, that just means you don't have enough experience in terms of trading. And when you get more comfortable, you will understand that your risk is essentially, this was your maximum risk, this level here, and your reward was over here. So you could map that out and you could say, okay, if I take a trade here, this is my risk on the 5-minute, and then this is my reward on the 5-minute, and you would be able to map that out, and you would see that it's bigger than your risk is smaller than your reward. So you have a positive risk to reward. And if you know market timing, you know that all this activity here in this section here going to the right, that is all pre USA.
Look at GJ for buys right now. See a retest of that last rejection candle of 127 to 80. Fuck it, took up right. Missed it. My bad head.
Oh, you just stopped the runner out, no problem. Still got profits.
Look at GJ. I was thinking about taking a trade or buy to get that retest of that rejection candle. It's already too late. Profit pushed up.
Yeah, so the risk on that on gold is 1504 would have been your stop. So I got in at 1505, and I exited at 1507. So I was 1508. So basically a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So that's how you would execute on that trade. I think Raquel probably had a 1 to 1. I think with 1506 to 1508.
Yeah, mine was 1 to 1.
Yeah, because it dropped a bit. It went back to 1505, 1504ish. But yeah, you were still in a positive risk to reward.
My buy stop got activated, almost just stopped me out.
Yeah, I saw that because it pulled me all the way back almost to break even.
Yeah.
Which was 1505. So yeah.
Ted, you're looking at the half an hour chart for it to break resistance, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, where Raquel put his target, it made sense because what we saw here once again is that support was being held at this level. So all we had to do is make sure that this initial candle was going to go bullish. Now Raquel caught this part of the trade. I caught this part down here because I was on the shorter time frames. Because I was only looking to hold this trade before the 8 o'clock hour. Like I was exiting before 8 o'clock because I don't trust that we're going to continue to push up after 8. We're probably going to have a pullback before we push again. So Raquel's target was very accurate because we were looking at the top of this range here. And the idea was we could probably secure that before the hour closes. And that was my idea as well.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And now probably what will happen is it'll probably go past 1508 later on today. But the idea would be if you were looking for a quick position, a quick trade, it's the breakout. Once you had this candle breakout here, where would it target? Probably over here, and you could collect all the pips on that trade. And you can see sort of at this point, you almost have like a support being formed at this level here. So that'll be your new support. Ideally, if you were in the trade over here, technically speaking, you might be able to hold it and let it consolidate through here to continue up. But a lot of times gold will pull all the way back, right? So if you get 20 or 30 pips on gold, that's huge. I mean, there's no point of trying to hold it because one move with gold the other way will just rock you. I mean, because all you have to do is you just have to look at sort of what happened in this range here, right? You have this range from up here to up here, and it can wipe you out very fast. So, and then if you look at candles like this, like those candles will wipe you out very fast as well, because you can see, you're expecting it to continue to go up, and then it just basically rips you out. So that's why I'm saying when you measure gold and you trade gold or you trade a specific pair, you have to understand the characteristics of it. That's the reason why when you trade a certain pair, people are always saying I'm inconsistent. It's because you're not looking at the full possibility of what it does. If you know a pair ranges between 20, 30, 40 pips with a candle or with a specific move, you should be timing your trades to only be that wide. You shouldn't be trying to hold longer. Sometimes you'll get longer trades, which is fine, but on average, you have to look at the overall average. If you know gold is going to impulse or spike 20 or 30 pips, you shouldn't be trying to go for a 50 pip move, because all that's going to happen is you're going to get 30 pips and then it's going to pull back 20 pips and you're going to get stopped out at break even, or you're not going to get profits. I mean, if you have two positions running, yeah, let one run, hit your take profit, and let the other one do what it wants to do. But the idea is too many people are trying to get too much from a move that doesn't make sense. Like Raquel called this, and he laughed when I said, that's the guaranteed trade of the day, because we know that more than likely gold is going to hit this area here. We don't know that it's going to hit up here, but everyone will turn around and be like, oh, well, it's bullish on gold and we're going to continue going up. But the idea is if you map out your trade and you say, this is what I want out of gold, this is a guaranteed trade. It's very easy. You can collect 20, 30 pips, come back tomorrow, come back Wednesday, come back Thursday, do the exact same thing 3 days in a row, instead of saying, well, I hope gold goes to 15, 14 today. Like, why do we have to hope when we can execute based on what we see looking left? It just makes a whole lot more sense. And over the long term, you'll find you'll be a lot more profitable and trading stress-free, because now you've done 1 or 2 trades this morning and there hasn't been really any risk. You haven't been like, oh, what's the market doing? What's going to happen? It's like you got in and got out. That's basically it.
Yeah, I've always lost a lot of money on gold by trying for too much, going for too much, because I think about other people's charts and how they collected like 100 pips on gold one day.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get burned,
Yeah.
So
It's so true. Like I watch so many people on Instagram or social media post these massive wins, like all these like huge trades, and it's just like, how many times have you gotten that trade in your lifetime? Like, there's no way that you're collecting, like you said, 100 pips on every trade that you do.
Exactly. No, I literally was in that circle for a while, and it would make me lose trades because I was up like 20, 30 pips. I should have just closed. And I'm like, no, it'll probably go. It'll probably go.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I always laugh at people that do that, because if you look at the tortoise and the hare, there's always these hares that are trying to do these huge, massive trades. And it's like, I'm just a tortoise, just collecting every day 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips. And then at the end of the week, you see the massive drawdowns they've taken, or then suddenly the chart disappeared or the analysis disappeared. And it's like, oh, I'm still steady. Like, every trade that we call here, it's 20, 30 pips just every day, the same little thing. And it's just, people forget that. They forget the idea that, you come to the market every day, and if you scalp, you're in and out. Like Rakil's out of both his trades within an hour. So from 7 o'clock till 7:45, he's done. I'm done. So now what happens is, you sit back and you see if there's other opportunities, right? And you try and evaluate those opportunities. I just think people are too consumed with the idea of making a massive trade when that's not realistic. It's sort of like if you go to the gym and you do a 1 rep maximum. It's like, so you can lift that heavy weight for 1 rep max, but if you keep doing that over and over again, you're going to injure yourself. Like 1 rep maxes are usually used for, like, if you want to break out of a plateau or you want to test your strength, but it's not used to do it on a daily basis. And the market doesn't give out large amount of pips on a daily basis. It just doesn't. It can't do that. It's just the idea of the fact that you need to just be consistently executing and disciplined and sticking to your plan.
How should you put stop losses by gold when trade it by buy stop or sell stop? I put 10 pips and take away. Yeah, my stop was 15 pips from my buy stop. It came close. It came, like, my drawdown went to like 14 pips and then it reversed and went up. I even mentioned, because the gold moves a lot, right? Gold moves a lot. So if you're going to have a 10 pip stop on gold, you're going to get stopped out 100%. Because look at this wick on the 15 minute, right? Let's measure this wick. This wick is 14 pips. So you got to be very aware of the way gold moves and the amount of, like, volume gold has. So that's why you need a broader stop on gold. Let's say like gold, or even on GJ or GA. Those are very high volatile pairs. But if you look at UJ, you can have like a 10 pip stop and be okay with it. Like, look at it. See, it's like next to a zone here. But on gold, there's no way. You need a wider stop on gold.
And if you're worried about your risk to reward ratio, jump into the smaller time frames with gold, because a 5-minute candle can move 10 or 15 pips.
All day, every day.
Yeah. If you look at the 5-minute candles, you can see the move actually starting. And if you understand gold and you understand candle timing, you'll start to see that the new half-hour candle gives you that impulse push, and you might find the 5-minute candle gives you 10 pips. So you can see all that stuff if you look at the smaller time frames. The problem is, people that are trying to trade are not comfortable with the pair that they're trading, right? So there's a lot of information here that you can dissect from looking at the charts on every time frame and make a lot of notes related to how gold moves to be successful with gold. But what people are doing is they're not focused on that. They're focused on where did the trade start and where did the trade end. They're not looking at how the trade is developing. Jump onto the 5-minute charts and you can see all this information very, very clear. You can see all this very, very clear on the 5-minute charts. If you go to 5-minute and you go to 5-minute, you can see, and now you can start anticipating, because what you can do is you can back test all that information. You could say, hey, look, you know, you can play this range game here that if we don't break support, we're coming up to this resistance. You can grab this range and you basically have no drawdown, and you know you're going here. And when it comes back down over here the second time, you know that that's the 7 a.m. hour, right? Which is an you know, whatever, an hour before the New York Open, and you know that we're going bullish. So if we don't break here, we're going up. So here's where you can turn around and say, hey, we just tapped into this new level. Chances are we're probably going to break that level. And you can see your next, within 10 minutes, it broke that level. So really, if you watch the shorter time frames, you will get that information. But the problem is people aren't paying attention to details. You have to pay attention to these details. It's why when Rick Heel said this 1508 is a good target, I was already looking at this, laughing at Rick Heel, knowing that it would probably break out of this area, because there were so many orders in here in the 5-minute channel that more than likely it was breaking up. It was just a matter of when it was breaking up. That's why I said it was Rick Heel's guaranteed trade of the day. Just Rick Heel sometimes laughs at himself and doesn't believe that he knows what he's doing.
That's true.
But Rick Heel knows. He knows.
Gotta be confident, man.
Yeah, Rick Heel knows what he's doing.
He knows. Right, coach?
Yes.
Yo, it's so hot. Are you guys getting like a heat wave in Toronto?
It's okay. Yesterday was nice. It was a little warm, but there was a nice breeze.
Bro, it's like 100 degrees in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm turning on the AC and everything.
Ted, can you explain how swap fees are created? Sure. Swap fees. Definition. An interest rate swap is a transaction between two so-called counterparties in which fixed and floating interest rate payments on a notional amount of principal are exchanged over a specific term. One counterparty is interested in a fixed rate and receives interest on a floating rate. So that's how swap fees work. So you can look that up. That's what I just did on Google, and I gave you the definition. How was my Eid? My Eid was good. I don't celebrate it, but everybody else did, so hopefully they had a good time.
Oh, we had a good time.
I'll explain away.
Last night we dissected a goat's head, as we did last night.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't put that on YouTube.
Oh my god, yeah, it would have been blocked by all these activists and PETA.
My son started poking the eye. I'm like, no.
Gold skulls or meal preps.
Are you short or long on gold? I think the bigger question is, are you short or long on gold?
Yeah.
That's more important.
Gold's a tricky one today after that push.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. 9 a.m. I don't even look at it.
Yeah, that was an easy push. Support created, pushed up. You saw it pushed up to resistance. Once it pushes up to resistance, that's the time where you should be like, okay, I should probably either secure positions or I should close out positions.
Yeah, because it like basically touches it and just retraces right away.
Yeah, because Warren Buffett said that sell high and buy low, right? So this is the high price of gold. So once gold goes up, you shouldn't be buying.
That's the Coca-Cola dude, right?
Yeah, exactly. Lord Warren Buffett.
So if you're short on gold, where would be your target? Right? So if you're short on gold, where would be your target? That's what you have to look at.
Oh, you got people using 5-minute charts now.
I know. My mistake.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not no bueno.
No, because they don't know how you look at the hour chart is closing right now, and there's going to be a huge pullback. And that's, once again, people don't put all the time frames together, because the hour candle, every hour candle with gold has a pullback. So you're going to find that there's going to be a pullback with gold, and it's going to create a wick. So why would we be entering? We should not be entering any trades right now because you're 5 minutes before an hour candle close. It makes absolutely no sense. Think about it this way. A candle is like a balloon. The hour was just filled, and you can see where the hour filled to, right? We can see on the hour chart or the 30-minute chart, you can see we filled to this, right? So the candle now is deflating. What are we looking to do at this point? Because we have no confirmation of anything that's happening. Rakil just said we hit the high. So now where is our next high? Up here somewhere? We don't know, but more importantly, we don't know what's going to be happening with the way these candles are moving. So now you have to figure out, okay, what makes the most sense? And it's the reason why you wake up at 6:30 a.m. Eastern, or you're already up, or whatever you're doing, so you can set yourself up to execute on a moment's notice and get the trade and now leave, and not have to worry about trying to execute again, saying, well, where's gold going to go? To be honest, I don't really care where gold goes, because I executed based on the simplest opportunity, and the simplest opportunity was this consolidation box. Now we don't know what's happening up here, we don't know what's happening up here, there's no information. That is what you have to keep in mind when you work on the charts and when you trade every day, is how can I make my job as easy as possible? Sometimes I have to wake up a little bit early, or sometimes I have to be by the charts at a specific time frame. That's all.
Yeah, you did an Instagram post of your schedule. You said, well, at 3 a.m. you wake up in 15 minutes just to check the charts.
No, I check my brokerage, not the charts.
Oh.
The wrong analysis, Macedonia.
Nice. Waking up at 3 a.m.
Bad analysis.
Check the charts.
No, not checking the charts at 3 a.m. I'm just checking to see that all the systems and the servers are running, because I know there's a big volume push at 3 a.m. and sometimes if we have any issues, I want to be there just to correct them right away.
You don't encounter that many issues at 3 a.m.
You'd be surprised.
Oh.
It's just they're very easily corrected. It's just more of internal workings.
I see.
How do you stay dedicated? Well, it's the same way. If you're hungry, you go get food.
You gotta play the long game.
That's right.
Gotta have some sort of passion into it.
Sir, can people in England use your brokerage? Sure. Anyone can use the brokerage, except for the people that are on the disclosure saying that you can't. If you have crypto, crypto is easy to use. I make 6 out of 10 trade right, but minus in my account total. What am I doing wrong? Your risk to reward is off. That's a very easy answer. Make sure you have positive risk to reward, and 6 out of 10 trades should net you a positive on your account.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time depositing in Traders Domain.
Yeah, people with credit cards, some of the credit cards aren't allowing them to process. Visa's working, MasterCard isn't working that well. So we're getting Visa, we're getting a new processor probably tomorrow up. I know we've been working on that, so there'll be 2 available. So hopefully that'll allow all credit cards to be used.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know what, I found out that every company has a different processing fee.
Yep.
Amex has the lowest, then it goes to Discover, then it goes to, I think, Visa, and then MasterCard is the highest. I think the car starts with 5, it costs 55.
Amex used to be the highest. I think Amex was like at 4%, and then people started saying, hey, we're not taking this anymore.
Yeah, no, Amex is the lowest.
I mean, you're into making money and not the 9-to-5 job, so you should know how you need to create more streams of income. Therefore, how do you stay dedicated to trading? Because you have a passion for trading FX, FX motion design. The fact that you're questioning your dedication to trading should mean that you should remove the FX from your name, and you should just keep it flawed. You should just have flawed motion design, because you're not trading FX for the right reason. You're trading it because you think that it's a cure for your financial problems, when FX is a passion. It's something that will be fun. The strategy is fun. The idea behind it is fun. It should be something that you enjoy.
Yeah, you really hurt their feelings yesterday on your.
Yeah, I know.
You take out the effects of your names.
Oh man, because I feel that one.
You have your name, Nick?
No, of course not.
Oh.
I don't post anything about FX normally.
No, it's because people message me and then they have FX in their name, and then they turn around and they're like, they're selling stuff, and it's like, oh, Ted, how do you do this? It's like, but you're selling things. How can you sell things if you don't even know the answer to these simple questions?
FX Gold.
Can you please explain gold consolidation part? Yes. You can then turn around and go back a half hour in this stream today and listen to all about what we talked about.
Yeah, really nice information.
Yeah. The first hour of this stream, so from 6:30 or 6:45 to 7:45, is all about gold. So mark that down on a piece of paper, and then you look in the bottom right corner of the current stream right now, and you'll see that there's a little timestamp on Rakil's computer. Go from 6:45 to 7:45, and then you will be able to find out all about gold. Someone has FX as for the movies. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, FX motion, special effects.
Special effects. All right, fine. Kudos to you.
Yeah, that's a first, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
That is a first.
That's that UJ trade? Sorry, Tim.
Special effects.
Yeah, what about UJ?
You were in a UJ trade. You were that long time ago.
Yeah, I had a sell on UJ.
Yeah, he collected and got out.
I had a sell on UJ, closed at 105, I think 0.60, and then I left a runner, and runner got stopped out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking at GCAD cells, actually.
I'm looking at my root canal appointment for you tomorrow.
You have another one?
Yeah, this is they just gotta put the rods in.
Oh yeah, it is a long process. Man, what a bitch that was.
See, now gold is in this ranging area again. That's support. GU closed back below this resistance. So I mean, now when I'm looking at it, this might be a fake out to the upside, should continue moving down.
Same thing on GCAD. I saw that fake out, and then it did a retest. Same support resistance line. I don't know. I just think he's gonna be weak today.
My buy stop got activated on UJ at 105.080. 0.80. Oh, nice. Well, just put a stop at break even and it should be good.
Oh, I'm almost at 10 pips on GCAD.
Yeah, I think it should
Same
drop.
thing happened. Yeah. Well, I waited for it. I waited for the next 15-minute or 30-minute candle. Sorry.
And gold pulled back all the way back down on the hour chart.
You fucked a lot of people today.
Yep.
I'm telling you, they're holding. I almost held too. I didn't make any money off that trade. I hit 20, and I thought I could go to like 15.09.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
and then it was getting down to like 5 pips and I just closed. I got a little bit of just a tiny little.
Yeah, so now with this trade, it's gonna probably pull back, but you can then, if you're looking at gold, you can probably start to examine a buy probably at this level here to continue to go back up, because this will give you a lot of strength. So these candles will probably give you a lot of liquidity to continue the move, but we have to wait and see. If you're smart, or if you like risk, you can put your buy stop over here too, and wait for this candle to pull all the way down and then go all the way back up. So there's different ways of executing this trade, but I mean, it's up to your risk to reward. Gold in the 1 hour rejected this 3 times at this level. What's next, Ted? Probably continued buys. Can you tip how to get advanced trading from intermediate? Yeah, experience.
Exactly. That's the first thing you told me when I messaged you. You said just watch the charts.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. When to close is 5 minutes before the hour. 5 minutes before the hour closes. Yeah, pretty much. I heard 2 seconds of porn on the background.
Huh?
Yeah, that was the World Star video.
Oh, Mikhail, be careful.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, be careful. You're gonna get a prank.
Well, I mean, once again, everyone's trying to trade gold, and the people that are asking questions about gold do not have enough experience trading gold. So my suggestion is you stop coming to the streams asking these questions, and start going and researching this information and actually looking at the charts on the candles that you're asking. Go through and back test that information and get the answer for yourself so that you fully understand it. And then once you have information collected, come back and ask questions related on the information that you've collected, because you're doing yourself a big disservice by just asking random questions for today's charts, because what you see today you may not see tomorrow, and then all that's going to happen is tomorrow you're going to ask different questions, but it's going to be related to the same scenarios. You have to be able to study these scenarios so that you know the possible outcomes and the possible probabilities that are happening in the markets. You really need to go and backtest it. There's no other way to do it, because otherwise you're going to ask, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, what about this? Well, what about that? That's not how you trade. You can't trade that way. That's like saying you're in a car and you're learning how to drive, and the driving instructor tells you to drive in a straight line, and then you ask him, well, what if the road curves? Well, what if the road has a stoplight? Well, what if the road has a stop sign? The driving instructor can't answer every scenario. You're going to have to experience the actual scenarios themselves and react to them. The best the driving instructor can tell you is when you come to caution or you have a problem, you have to push the brake. When there's open road, you push the gas. Like, that's as much as they can help you. They can't tell you, well, what if there's 4 cars in front of me and the third car brakes really hard? What should I do? It's like you have to be able to experience that, and you have to be aware of what's happening. It's the same thing in the market. We can't turn around and say, well, it's 8 a.m., so there's going to be a pullback of 5 pips. It's going to go back up 7 pips, then back down 6 pips, and go back up 9. And, well, if you hold it till 8:17, it's going to do this. It's like you have to be able to experience it and say, okay, out of 10 times of me watching this information, this is the scenario that it has produced, so I have to be aware of that potential outcome. That's the easiest way to trade, and it will help you immensely if you actually go and just do some research. Can I look at the 1 minute on gold? Are you joking? Oh, what are we looking at? Candle? In your opinion, what is the most successful chart pattern? The one where all 5 time frames that you look at are all going in the same direction.
Yes, that's true.
That's the most successful chart pattern.
100%.
The easiest way to trade is look at 3 higher time frames and 2 shorter time frames, and if they're all going in the same direction, take a trade in that direction. It's the easiest way to trade.
I trade at the same time of day every day. London Open, 1 pair GJ, 2 trades, 75% win rate. That is my niche, and I'm in FX, and I'm happy. Yep, that's perfect. Nick, you have cracked the code. You have literally cracked the code, because I mean that's exactly what we do here every day. Come on the streams at 6:30 a.m. Eastern, and then stay here. Try to take like 1 or 2 trades till like 8:30, 9, and that's it. Call it a day. News trading. I would stay away from news trading because like a lot of people don't understand that when you're trading news, you will get slipped and your orders might get executed at prices that you don't want, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, the broker's trying to fuck me up. No, you're trying to fuck yourself up because you don't realize that there's going to be slippage. But even when you are trading news, you need to keep that in mind that, okay, if I'm going to take this trade on news, I have to take into account that there will be slippage and I might lose more than what I expect to lose. Mr. Berners said, fuck news, so let's follow what Mr. Berners says.
It was Burner Appreciation Day yesterday, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, we appreciate that.
See, so right now the only thing I'm waiting for is for GJ to come below 126.850. That's the only thing I want.
Oh my God, some eyes on that.
But as you can see here on the left hand side, right over here,
A lot of traffic.
yes, and I already got 2 trades in. This is my win for the day.
That was an early day. Good
Yeah.
day.
So if you got these wins, give yourself a golden star. I got 2 winning trades, so I get 2 golden stars. If you had,
They look orange.
yeah, if you had a losing day, give yourself a sad face with a little, with a little tear. If you overtraded, give yourself 2 tears.
Now, if you over leverage, go just do a death face.
What lot sizes
what
are
would you
there?
give somebody who blew their account?
Oh,
Oh,
you get yourself the dead face.
Death face. Times 2.
This is the face you give yourself.
Yeah, and do 2 of those.
Man, almost. What are you averaging now, Rakeel? 500 people? It's a good reach.
Yeah, it's organic. Organic and vegan reach.
Where can I go for a better understanding of how to match up time frames? I saw the setup strategy on YouTube, but it's still not completely clear to me. Anyone else use this portion starts at 33 minutes? No? All these questions can be answered in the YouTube video section of Wix Don't Lie. There are 61 videos there. Now there's more. Maybe Rakeel can show his beautiful work, and he can lead you to where there's a specific video. He actually writes the comments about it as well and tells you sort of a synopsis of what each video is. So you might find that there's a lot of information there. So you have your live trading recaps. You can go watch those replays, and there's market session recaps. There are instructional videos on, how to do strategies, candle timings, how to trade different sessions, how to scalp, how to use lower time frames and visualize on the higher time frames, support and resistance, EMAs, trading exotics. Like, there is so much stuff here. Like, I don't know. There's so much information. Like half these videos I remember that we did and I was on them, but Rakeel did all this work himself. And if you want to, turn around and look at the videos that have the most views. And the videos that have the most views are probably the ones you should start with.
Yes. So we sort by most popular.
One of the best videos I saw from Rakeel was the trading recaps. I think it was just a daily recap, but man, he explained literally everything.
Oh yeah.
In just that 10-15 minute video. I was like, holy shit, okay, this is 15 minutes of my time.
Oh, this was the first video we did ever.
If you manage a team, you have to try.
This is like Inception now. It's a Wix Don't Lie video within a Wix Don't Lie stream.
Yeah. Is he gonna get banned?
And a random ad on Google Analytics. Do you even use Google Analytics anymore?
Me? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
YouTube sent me $200 2 days ago.
Nice.
Uh-oh, you're getting paid to do something.
Yes.
Have a big backlash.
Yeah.
It's a proud moment.
Yes. No, I'm actually against ad blockers because when people use ad blockers, then I don't get paid from YouTube. So, so don't use ad blockers.
So you
Yeah, give Rakeel is like penny for a click. Like, come on, guys, don't cheap out, jeez.
So you should put a disclosure: don't use ad blockers if you.
Yeah, use it for other things, but don't use it for the video. That's all.
Yeah, like Pornhub or something like that.
You can use them for other videos, but don't use them for Rakeel's video so Rakeel can get paid. Like, come on. Give him the 1 penny click.
Yes.
Yeah, the funny thing is YouTube pays for my car insurance.
Oh, look at that. GBP is dropping.
G's dropping.
Or at least GCAD. My GCAD trade is going really nice.
Oh, nice. Very nice. GJ should also come below 126,850 and then I can sell. So you know how trading is very boring right now because there's nothing to do. Hey Snan. What's going on, buddy? Buy Bitcoin. No, I don't trade Bitcoin. What's this? Guys, I got gold trading at 1504 on my broker platform, and yours went around 1507. WTF? No, mine is at 1504 as well. I don't know where you see 1507. If anyone's in gold buys, I think it'll be very hard buys because all candles are bearish right now except for the 4 hour, but 1 hour bearish, 30-minute bearish, 15-minute bearish. So you gotta wait to see if the support gets respected again. But so far it's pretty tough. See nothing. Okay, how long do you usually take a trade? Take a trade a day. How long? Maybe like 1 or 2 trades. So taken 2 trades so far. I have 22 pips on GJ, but it has a lot more room to go up. Perfect. I think at the same time, you should also analyze that, okay, if it starts to go negative, like where are you going to close? How much are you going to secure? Because that's the big issue. Like a lot of people are going to have trades that go in positive, but then they don't put stops at break even, or they don't secure profits. You know, and they say, oh man, you know, my trade goes in profits, but then like I always end up in loss, you know. So the best thing to avoid that is to take profits. Very simple.
Yeah, I think I'm done for the day.
Nice, man.
Yep.
Good job. Oh, what did UJ do here?
Yeah, I'm also done for the day.
I develop distributed risk market maker algos for a living. Well, we've seen a lot of algos go in deep drawdowns and then blow accounts. So
Yeah, the word algo is not
I don't really like algos anymore. If there was an algo that took profits every day at like 15, 20 pips every day, I think that'd be a very, very sick, amazing algo.
Alright, I'm out. Hope everyone has a good day.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Is that Vince?
Yeah, it's me. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow morning.
See, Vince is smart. He's called it a day.
Hey, Raquel, is people still on the stream?
Yeah, I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Oh, okay.
Just look at everything. But I'm done for the day too.
Yeah, so am I. I took 2 trades so far here, so I'm done.
What is your leverage and lot size? That is irrelevant. I don't think people should be asking those questions because your leverage and lot size will be very different, and it's not relevant to trading. I'm about to launch a badass Forex app, but I'm not promoting here. Oh man, I want to know the badass Forex app. Is it any good? What do we need to know about it?
And I haven't done my trading log since June, man. I'm trying to get caught up right now.
What do you recommend to include on trading log or journal? I think on your trading journal, what you should include is like the trades you've taken, like before and after, what the thought process was, where the higher time frame candles were, what you expected to happen, and what really happened. And then you can build your base from there. Because like if you take a loss, you should always look at the trade in a way that, okay, if I took a loss, how could I have taken the winning trade? And that's what people don't look at, because honestly what you look at is when you take a loss, you're like, oh, but the market was moving like this, but the market was, you know, like this and that. I mean, you start complaining, you know, but you always got to look at it in a way that, okay, how could I have taken the win? Are there any stats available for your trades? No, there are no stats available for the trades. What you can do is that you can come on live streams and you can watch these live streams. Because most trades we take on live streams, I would say there is a 80% profitable rate. So if you rewatch live stream, you'll see that we called out UJ sells and we called out gold buys. So there's a log for today. So it's all about waiting for the trade you want to see happen. Like on GJ, I'm waiting for GJ to come down to 126.850. If it comes down there in the next 20 minutes, I'll take a sell. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna call it a day. Because it's really important, like, for you to have a trading time. You know, for me, the trading time is from 6:30 a.m. to like 8:30, 2 hours. So in 2 hours, I try to look for a trade. If I find it, perfect. If I don't find it, there's always the next day. You know, so it's very important you stay disciplined. Discipline comes with managing time.
You're waiting for it to go where? And could you say why that's important? This is the support line. You're waiting for it to break, right?
Yeah, 126.850. Because if it breaks below that, I'm confident that it's going to continue down to 126.550. So this is a what? How big is this range here? I think this is a 30 pip range here. Yeah, 30 pip range here. You know, so I know that in this range I can easily catch like 15 to 20 pips. If this 30-minute candle closed bullish on gold, is it gold for buys? I would say so, because you know it's at support. But then your stop loss is going to be around, let's say, 1503. So you got to take your risk in account, like how much are you willing to risk. So are you anticipating GJ move up on the previous 30-minute was a fake out? Nope, my bias is sells, so I'm looking for sells. If it moves up, that's not the trade I'm looking for. Scenic Rim Carpet Cleaning. Are you still in GPCAD? No, I never traded GPCAD. Do you put take profit? Yes. 10, 15 pips. Bro, check your IG. Okay. Let's check IG.
EG buys. EG buys, if you believe that the 30-minute charts are holding support, then they are accurate for EG buys. Just keep that in mind. If that support breaks, you're in a whole load of trouble. But we're in a range, so you have to wait for that breakout. But I tend to agree with a buy if we believe the pound is still weakening against the euro. I just don't like it because there's too much instability right now with the pound based on people's reactions to Brexit, no Brexit, all that other stuff. So it could swap at any time. Like you can see sort of what's happening is this is, you know, your no Brexit or your sort of your discussion about Brexit, all this stuff here, and then, you know, then we have, you know, more discussion over here, and now it's sort of ranging again, right? So it's just be very careful with EG. Ted, did you go to the CNE casino this weekend? I was there on Thursday all day. I played on Thursday. I don't go on the weekends. It's too busy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Ted. What's up, man? How you been?
Good. How you been?
Good, man. Are you living at EG now?
Thursday it was good. I played the 2040 Omaha half kill game. I made money. It was fun. How many pairs do you trade in total? 3. I play poker, yes.
I know someone earlier mentioned like about trading journal, like it's important to know your win percentage, because if you know your win percentage, like your confidence will be a lot higher when you're taking trades.
Yep, that's true. I mean, your journal should have everything in it that is important to your trading to help you and guide you. Like my journal started off very detailed, and now I barely journal at all because I'm doing the same thing every day. But at the beginning, it helped me figure out what was happening, what was making the most sense to me, right? That's how I was able to turn around and say I shouldn't be trading during London session because the money that I'm making there isn't justifying me staying up all night, right?
True.
So that's the reason why. Astro FX is coming to Miami. Did they invite you? I don't know who Astro FX is. What are those 3 pairs, Uncle Ted? Check my Instagram, and also check every single video that we have on YouTube that Wicks Don't Lie has created. Did I win playing Omaha? Yes, I did. The game is very good. It's a very, very juicy game. We don't have much happening in the markets right now because we're waiting for the next hour. So you might find it's going a little bit slower than usual.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
That's the pot limit Omaha version of limit.
No, it's just limit Omaha. So it's not it's not PLO. So PLO is the range of the pot moves. It's like limit hold'em where it's just like 3 bets, right? So you do like 20, 40, 60, 80, and then it stops.
There's a lot of chasing in that Omaha. A lot of chasing right down to the river. People be chasing like hell.
Yep, it's fun. What are you looking for on gold right now? Nothing. I traded gold earlier this morning. If you're coming to the stream right now, you're a little late. So you should have. The trades were earlier this morning around 7:30, 7:45 for gold. What 1 hour confirmation is so important? No one single confirmation is important, but the idea behind confirmations is it's to give you an idea that your trade can be executed or it can't be executed. So that's more important. I trade 4 pairs. Yeah, I think so. 3 or 4. Right now I've been just mainly focusing on 1 or 2 because of what they've been giving me.
Alright, I'm out, guys. See you guys later.
Take it.
Bye.
Be safe.
GJ is dropping. It looks like it's ranging, to be honest.
Yes. GJ needs to break below 126.850.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic right now on the 30-minute and hour chart and the 4-hour charts. You need a clean break. I don't think we'll have that yet. Maybe wait till tomorrow.
Punjab.
I feel like I'm in an elevator.
Yeah.
Jeez. Poor Black Box is going to destroy everybody in the YouTube channel. He's telling everybody to buy. He's funny. There's always 1 or 2 personalities that I enjoy in the YouTube channel. How long did it take you to master Forex? 4 days, 15 hours, and 37 minutes. On the 36th minute, I was guessing that I had it, and on the 37th minute, it confirmed that I mastered Forex.
That's the magic candle that can happen in GJ. If this closes bullish.
Ooh, Rakeel's making candles now. I agree with Rakeel. I'm gonna start betting on these. I think we should start betting on types of candles that'll form. Is that including lunch breaks and bathroom breaks?
Oh, it's moving. Yeah, I think it's gonna fill this wick here up to 127, 300. Raja, pick one for today, mango or watermelon. Mango all the way. Since mango season is ending, so mangoes.
GJ has just pushed people out of their cells. You have to be careful when you talk about what you're trading on the YouTube stream, because they the institutions are on the stream as well.
Yeah, and they can take out your stops, so
that's
be careful.
Right. They already know what you're doing, so just be careful.
Institutions.
Yeah.
It's confirmed that they watch, and then they take your stops out.
That's right.
Stop on.
Yep. So if you don't use stops, they can't see it. That's the logic.
Yeah, Black Box is an institution. He sits here. And he's the one watching everything.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
I like that theory. If you don't use a stop loss, they can't stop it.
That's true.
Gold's just broken down 15-minute support.
Yep.
Watching it like a hawk.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pullback right now.
About to say, that sounds like Simon.
It is. Hello.
Oh, Simon. Oh, sorry. I thought it was Chris. Sorry. My bad, Simon.
How's it going? How was everyone's weekend?
Great.
Great. It's better. Mondays. The week started.
Hey.
I don't know if you guys were like antsy for the week to start. Like,
I want to see what gold's going to do here around 1501.
I think
if it bounces and rejects it.
Yeah, for gold to really show a sell, I want it to be below 1495. For me to be interested in sells, it has to go below 1495. Any of these other things are just like pullbacks.
Yeah, I think it should bounce here. 1501, 1500-ish.
Yeah. I think if you're selling gold, you're in a world of a hurt. So just be very careful with gold. If you're trying to sell it, I strongly recommend against it. I know that there are some people on Instagram that are selling gold right now, and usually my record against Instagram is about 90% accurate. So if they're selling gold, I'm usually buying gold. I just, like I said, you have to have a certain level to break. Even with gold's level right now, if you look on the daily, I wouldn't even be looking at sells unless we go below 1490 on the daily with gold. And if you believe that there's sells down to there, that's fine. But once again, it can rip back at any given time. Because if you look at the structure on the daily with the current candles, you see how gold can just pull down and then just rip right back up, and it had nothing to, and it was never a sell to begin with. So you just have to be very careful when trying to sell gold when all we see are bullish candles. It's very important. Like if you look at gold right now on the daily, there's been one daily candle that's gone bearish and the rest have been pretty much bullish. So you really want to be very careful when you start assuming that we're going to have a sell-off this week. I think you should be really waiting. So Rakeel had that daily up, and even now this chart here. If you go to the higher time frames, Rakeel, we'll take a look at it. You can see here this. Let me do this better. This huge area here. Like if you look, this is a huge zone right here. So at any given time, we can fly back up. So you really need to make sure that gold breaks through that. And I would only be looking to take sells over in this area here. anything in this area here is not a sell. It's just a range, and you're going to get caught in like institutional jet wash. And what institutional jet wash is, for anybody who hasn't been on the YouTube stream before, if you watch the original Top Gun from the 1980s, when the jet flies behind another jet and it makes a sudden turn, it creates an airstream, and then the other jet that gets stuck in it starts to spin out of control. This is what's happening with your trade. Your trade is going to spin out of control, and you're going to find that it's going to be going into a buy, then a sell, then a buy and a sell, and that's institutional jet wash in that area. So just be very aware. And Goose died in institutional jet wash, and many accounts get killed in institutional jet wash. So just be aware of that. So if you haven't watched Top Gun, you should watch it, because that is trading in a nutshell. You have many people that look at Rakeel as Maverick, and they're like, man, I want to say that I like you, but then everybody would figure it out. So, yeah,
So are you Goose or Maverick? Is that the question?
Rakeel's Maverick. Because he'll turn around and say, "I'll have you know that when I'm trading, I'm in full control of my trading."
The question is, are you going to watch the new Top Gun?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be wicked.
Yes. Ted, you got the best explanations ever. Give me one for breaking up on my girlfriend.
Break up with her.
Yeah, there's no other. There's no other way to do it. You just break up with them.
Yeah, once I did was we sat down and I'm like, hey, I think this is not good. Like, the hardest thing is to just say it, and once you say it, then they start crying, and then you just like sit there and be like, okay, well, when's this crying's gonna end? Once that crying ends, then you're like, okay, awesome, so that's over with, and then you just leave. And then the next day, she's gonna go into like a bit of a rage, because you know, the shock is gonna come in, and then by day 2 or 3, it's all gonna die down. And by day 4 or 5, she's just gonna move on.
That was so funny because it's extremely relatable. Like that happens every time.
Yeah, every time. You just gotta just say it, and then just gotta wait for the whole shock to come in.
Yeah.
And then the shock goes away. And also just say, it's not you, it's me, and you have a long life ahead, so you'll find people better than me. Blame it on yourself. That's the best way. Sometimes they might say, oh, we're gonna slash your tires or key your car, and trust me, that's not gonna happen.
Don't take that chance.
Yeah, also don't take that chance.
Put your car in the garage for a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, GJ actually went to 127.3 and they failed that 1 hour wait.
It does happen, guys. I've had my tyres slashed, and all of the socks that I left at her house filled with jam.
Oh, yeah, I won't take those back.
Yeah. I'll take the jam over the slashed tire. At least you can wash the jam out.
I just...
I remember one of my ex-girlfriends, she left scratch marks on the back of my, she jumped on the back of my car and scratched up the wing I had on it.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Jumped on top of the car.
Yeah, she did. I was trying to leave. I said, I did the same thing. I'm like, we shouldn't see each other anymore. And she literally jumped on the back of my car.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, literally, that's what she said. I'm not leaving. And then we had to go to the hospital because she fell and she hit the back of her head when she fell.
Oh.
So I had to take her to the hospital anyways.
That was the opportunity to drive off and leave her.
Well, I didn't want to get in trouble that I did something bad to her, so I was defending myself, going, no, she jumped on the back of my car. Here are her nail marks on my wing. Like, my black wing had all these white nail marks on it. And the cop was like, oh my god. And then they looked at her fingernails and they could see that there was black paint on them.
Yeah, my one indicator was, hey, listen, I'm Muslim and this just cannot happen. So that I will use that to my advantage. I'm like, hey, can happen. So, you know, streams are pretty good. Get some trading advice, get some dating advice, and safe ways to break up advice. That's pretty good. Yeah, this one time I was at the clubs, and then my ex sent a person, this guy, to come in. He went in, and then he took pictures of me in the club, and then he sent it to her, and I'm like, what? And then she sent me the pictures. I'm like, oh, nice, it's fun.
Stop her.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why do you think there aren't a lot of female traders? Because male traders pay for a lot of female traders' stuff, so they don't need to trade.
You're about to be banned from the stream.
That's right. No, I mean, I just think that in any sort of male-dominated arena, there aren't a lot of females because they feel intimidated, which they shouldn't. But it's just one of those things. It's like poker. There's not a lot of female poker players, but when they are there, they're very good. It's just a lot of females. It's just not their forte. Like, a lot of females aren't interested in this kind of stuff. It's boring to them, right? Females, for the most part, are more visual learners and visual thinkers than they are sort of analytical. That's why they're more into sort of like health and beauty and art and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's sort of their genetic makeup compared to a male genetic makeup, right? It's just you know, you find that, but when they do trade, they're actually very good at it because women, for the most part, are very diligent when they learn something or they study, compared to a male. A male is more driven by ego and you know, like, oh, I can just do this without, you know, just look at it like if you drive, right? Many males will turn around and be like, I don't need a map, I can just get there. But females will, you know, plot the course, you know, they'll make sure everything's okay, stuff like that. So it's just, you know, it's one of those things.
I agree with everything you said, except for women being oriented in directions. They're always lost.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if they plan out things properly, they get there before a guy does, right? That's all.
You do, man. If you want to have your life completely organized, get a good female in your life, man. Bring so much order into your life.
Yeah, but I do agree. I think a lot of female traders, the ones that do trade, are very good. I talk to a lot of female traders. I think they're very good at what they do. I think there should be more female traders. I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, hey, it's people's choices, right? Yeah, there's a few female traders on Instagram that trade for a living that actually do really well. But I mean, at the same time too, they don't do it for clout or they don't do it to gain popularity. They just do it because they enjoy it.
Yep. There's a great female trader that trades future. Her name is Latoya. If there's any female traders want to look her up.
It's funny when I read the comments on the YouTube stream, they're delayed a few minutes still. Like, don't say that about women, and they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. There was also an IML event on Saturday. Yes, there was. I missed it because I had a couple of birthday parties to go to. What's your opinion on the upcoming recession? Well, it's going to be bad for a lot of people. I don't know how you can have any other opinion on a recession other than it's bad. And why do you double type questions into the chart, Kushnel? Just, you have one question and we will answer it, don't worry. You don't have to keep spamming the chat with, is the recession coming? Sure. What do you want us to say, yes or no? Like, what are you going to do if it's coming? Or if it's not? Like, I mean, I'm confused. That's like saying, you know, it's going to rain outside. Okay, if it's going to rain, get an umbrella or don't go out. Like, those are your choices. women are generally more emotional, so that can impact their trading. Not necessarily, because women aren't motivated by the same things that men are. So they might be emotional in terms of the way they feel about certain things, but I don't think they're that emotional when it comes to trading. I think it's more they see it as a logical thing, and they just do what they do. You know, there's no pressure on them to perform, I guess, from a female standpoint, because you know it's the males that are always trying to outdo each other. Females can just sort of do their thing, and you know it's perfect. It's my first time on here to join you guys. Are you on every day? Yep, every day, 6:30 a.m. to 9:30, 10 a.m. Eastern time. There are 455 people on here, plus another, what, like how many in the Zoom chat? There's another 60 in the Zoom, so we got over 500 people here. So we do a little bit of trading, answer some questions. You can watch the streams, the replay for the trading earlier this morning. We caught gold buys way earlier and UJ sells earlier this morning. So those were the trades between 7:30 Eastern and 8 o'clock, or 7:15 and 8 o'clock Eastern. There was a full breakdown. I think now the markets have sort of toned down a bit, so there's not a lot going on. People are asking questions about current charts. We can answer them, but other than that, it's pretty chill.
Still watching? Are you watching this rejection on gold, Ted?
Yes, I am. I have my gold chart open on the 30-minute. I'm just watching it take people out as they try to sell it. I figured that was going to happen. I mean, like I said, that's a huge zone on gold between like 1500 and 1506, and people are just getting caught in those ranges. And the biggest problem right now is people are trying to trade gold is they're not used to trading gold, and they never traded it when it was at like 1200, 1300, or you know, even 1400, and now they're trying to trade it at 1500, and they're just getting flipped around because they don't know the characteristics of gold. If you learned how to trade gold in the 1200s and the 1300s, this to you should be just normal. But people still want to buck the trend and think that gold's going to suddenly drop from 1506 to like 1450 with sort of no sort of catalyst from a fundamental side.
Yeah.
These are just pullbacks to just continue going further up. Ted, I have a buy stop at 1503 at initial support. Yeah, I mean that could technically work. Once again, I just be very careful because we did plow up there. But if your stop loss is wide enough at around 1500, 1499, I think you should be okay. Because if you look on the hour charts, the hour chart just created that tail, and now we're going back into that region of 1502 support on the hourly, which is a huge zone across. 1502 to 1500 is a big zone across the hourly charts, so I'd be very cautious around there. So, and then you're probably buying gold up to 1506, and there's a major resistance there that I'd watch out for as well. Because if there's a zone between 1506 and 1508, so just be very cautious around that area. 1508 to 1510, I think there's a good zone there. Don't get caught. Gold is making a pullback. I'm looking for a new low. It's this Monday weekly wick being made for the rest of the week. Yep, that's very true. You might find that, but what you might find is the last 7 Mondays, we've continued the trend off of the Friday and pushed up, and then Tuesday's been the pullback. So you might not get a pullback till tomorrow, but that pullback will probably bring you down to 1490 or something like that at that point for the Tuesday candle. But if you notice the last 7 weeks on gold, on the Monday, we've always had a push up. There hasn't been really a drop on the Monday. It's carried on from the Friday afternoon. Just something that I've noticed. Maybe you've noticed it too, or maybe you don't care. GJ making a pullback and going down later. I don't know. Is it?
GJ's at resistance. I'm looking at this level. It's at resistance. If it breaks up, it's heading to, I'd say, 127,600. It's at resistance.
And once again, if you look at the way candles are formed, usually the Monday and Tuesday candle form the weekly candle, so you might have directional interference. And what I mean by that is what you think is happening isn't happening because we're creating a wick to move in the opposite direction for the rest of the week. So just be very cautious when you're trading certain pairs and you see that they're moving in one direction. That might not be the bias for the rest of the week. It just might be the temporary bias. Monday, risk less, analyze more. What about other days? Well, you have to go and back test that and research and see what makes the most sense. Kushnau, I think you should stop asking questions personally. I don't want to be rude, but a lot of the stuff that you're asking has been discussed in a lot of the videos that Wicks Don't Lie or Rakil has posted on this same YouTube channel. I think really if you spent 20 hours watching videos and listening to the commentary in those videos, a lot of your questions will be answered instead of asking questions here, just taking shots in the dark. It's going to help you fundamentally, and it's going to help your approach in trading. Asking random questions about random conversations or random discussions is not going to give you enough information to properly form any sort of trading idea or any sort of trading bias, because you're just going to have questions on top of the questions. So you're going to question what you just questioned. Well, what if this? What if that? And that you'll never be a successful trader by doing that. Yeah, Tuesday, brush your teeth. Wednesday, pull your pants up. There you go. Thursday, put your shirt on. And Friday, go out to the club. That's a trader's week.
I can't see completely. How can I zoom? What? How can I zoom? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Monthly chart in G. Yes, GJ is bearish. I agree with that. Jay has a very nice picture on his profile. It doesn't match with the videos he sends us.
Do you have a monitor for each pair that you trade? Yes, I've got 12 monitors.
12 monitors.
What sort of question is that?
That's my and this safe stuff. Isn't that who I am 90% of the time? Hey Ganesh, you need to change your video quality. That's probably what it is. It looks blurry and stuff. So change your video quality on YouTube.
You look like you want to be a part of our program, like, are you dead ass right now, chicken noodles? What are you doing? I'm sorry, this is a fucking disgrace to New York. This is not right, guys. This is not. Who is that?
USD CAD bearish, question mark, send a chart. How has using the simulator helped your trading? It has helped me immensely. I think the confidence came from just focusing on one or two pairs. Actually, one or two trades a day. That's it. That's where the confidence came from. Because the more you look at the charts, the more you're going to be enticed to take a trade. You know, price will go to resistance and you'll be like, okay, we're bullish, we're going to break resistance, and then you're going to take a buy and price is going to come down and you're like, oh, why can't I win? Because you bought at resistance. And resistance means sell. So you took a buy and price went down. And your equity went down. So you need to set targets. My target on GJ is sells below, it says right over here. That's the only thing I'm looking for. Why don't you trade London? Because I'm sleeping at that time.
Yeah. Why aren't you up 24 hours a day?
Because I'm not an algo. Is it because it's late night? Yes, it's 3 a.m. for me. Sleeping time. So as you can see, there's a lot of ranging, nothing much going on. EJ broke out. Didn't take this trade because I already took 2 trades. Why are you not selling rejection of resistance? Because my plan is to sell GJ below 126.850. And you have to stick to the plan.
So easy.
So those Mixer people came to YouTube, right?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, and now we have even more people in YouTube that are turning around.
Yeah.
That are turning around asking even more questions.
Brand new question, but it's same old shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same questions I get on my Instagram live. It's sort of like I was talking to my buddy yesterday about poker, and I was like, in the last 20 years, there hasn't really been an evolution in live poker. People are still playing the same stupid way, and there's so much information out there. But then I look at trading, and people ask me the same questions every single day. Like nothing's changed.
It's irrelevant.
And it just goes to show me that people aren't serious about trading. Like, you wouldn't be asking these types of questions if you were legitimately serious about trading. And there's nobody that can argue with me well enough to say that they are legitimate questions. Because if you got to this YouTube channel, you'd have seen there was like 60 videos before this live stream, and anyone with half a brain would have been like, hey, maybe there's information here that I could learn from, instead of asking all these other questions. But it's because the nature of most people now expect to, sort of have like a spoon handed to them and given to them, and then when we don't answer the question effectively or we're rude about it, then they get mad and they're like, oh, these guys are assholes. It's like
why didn't you answer my question?
Well, it's when people talk about they talk about certain times in the charts or certain pairs in the charts, and it's just like you can answer all these questions just by looking at a particular chart and getting that information.
Yeah.
And the chart never lies. Like the chart is right there. Like the chart will tell you, like, gold is going up right now. Why is gold going up? We're in an uptrend. Like, you just have to look at the particular chart, and then you can say, okay, well, where's the support? Just look at all the areas of rejection. Like, it's not hard. Like, you're not going to see something that we don't already see, and what you see, as chances are, is right. Like, and this is the biggest thing, is people don't have confidence in themselves to begin with. So when they look at something, they want like 18 different people to validate it, when we all see the same thing. Like you're not gonna, if you look at gold and you say gold is at, like, there's a support at like 14.95, I'm gonna agree with you. Like, I'm not gonna turn around and say there isn't, right? But it's how you approach that idea of 14.95 is how you're gonna separate yourself from a profitable trader than an unprofitable trader. And you know, it's like, what does price do within a zone? It moves from up to down. I have a, why do men have nipples? That's awesome.
Oh my god.
Actually,
And up to
that is.
them. What else?
Why do we have nipples? We don't use them.
I think no, it's because the way the genetics are in both male and female genetics, it's part of your makeup, and the only thing that changes are certain chromosomes in your body for a woman versus a man.
And I just looked it up on Google. There's a whole book titled "Why Do Men Have Nipples?"
Hey, you ever looked it up?
It's because the sex is not determined until later on in the pregnancy. So you have a good chance of being a woman, some of you men, until nature intervened.
just slowly changes. If we didn't have nipples, we literally a lot. Bunch of big chests with no nipples. I'm so sorry. It's me awkward. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was going to say that the only people I think are us who have only a few trades a day, only a few pips, only a few pairs. Everybody else is going for like a lot of pairs, a lot of pips, a lot of trades, and that's, I think, contributing to why people lose so easily in the Forex, Ted.
I mean, pips are the points that you should get. It's not like, I mean, you have to also earn it, but pips are the one that you want to count. Depends on your lot size.
I didn't hear you. What did you say? Sorry.
Depends on your lot size. Pips are important.
Yeah, but a lot of these people are teaching to go for like 50 pips on a trade, you know, and that's unlikely to happen. I mean, you're unlikely to achieve that, and certainly not in any kind of a reasonable amount of time. You know, so you're going to expose yourself to holding overnight, over the weekend, and all kinds of stuff, which is very dangerous. So I think that contributes towards a lot of misinformation and stuff. You know, like okay, hold a trade for like 2 weeks. You know, anything can happen in those 2 weeks, especially over the weekend.
I mean, it's like better than investing on those INL stuff. Just look at our chart, and then if you want to get in, just get the fuck in. If you don't want to get in, just stay out. You know, that's what we're doing. Instead of investing on those money towards those people who's actually scamming those people. So the point is money too, but actually what you're looking for is the pips what you earn, and the pips that you earn, how do you earn it, and you have to like analyze it a lot, and that's the analyzing is actually shown out on this stream, one of those people.
A lot of these guys don't make money from trading; they make money from selling subscriptions. Yeah. They couldn't support themselves on trading if they tried.
But Raquel can. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Sure. Uncle Tez. Oh man, Uncle Tez account. I was like, damn. The goat is fitting.
Some information is not easy to see or understand in the videos. Well, if it's not easy to understand, what you can do is, as you come across something that you watch in a video that's not easy to understand or easy to see, you write a note and then you ask a question on that information. That will allow us to then help you to understand that part of it. Like, I would like to know your chart set up one on each monitor. Do you have 4 hour, 15, 30 minute? Well, once again, I don't understand how that would be relevant to your trading. Right? Like, this is the thing. You're not here to copy somebody's strategy or somebody's setup. What you're looking to do is you're looking to take information and see how you can apply it to assist yourself. And if you don't know where to start, a simple way to figure out where you want to start is to open up just a demo account and just sit there and say, okay, would I buy or would I sell at this point, and take a trade. And then when the trade doesn't go your way, you can then look and say, well, why didn't it go that way? And you can examine the different time frames. And if it went your way, you can say, okay, well, what happened to allow it to go that way? And you can start making notes, and you build from there, and you keep building your knowledge base off of one single trade, and then you add another trade, and you keep adding trades. And as you keep taking trades, you start getting a little bit more information. That is how you're going to learn how to trade, and that is how you're going to execute. And then what you do is you come to these live streams, or you ask questions and you say, hey, listen, I took a trade yesterday. It didn't go my way. What could I have done better here? Or was there a problem, or was there something I missed? I think that's the best way that you can effectively learn how to trade, instead of trying to say, well, how many monitors do I need to execute on for a trade? And you know what? It's going to take you a year. It's going to take you 2 years. It's going to take you 3 years to figure that out. That's part of trading. And this is why it has to be a passion for you. If it's not a passion, after 6 months, you're going to be like, this sucks. I'm not getting anywhere. And when you're not getting anywhere, then you're going to realize that this wasn't for you. And you saved yourself a lot of time and headache. Because if you're 2 years in and you're still trying to figure out stuff, and you're still not understanding, and you're chasing strategies, then you're not passionate about trading, because what you've done is you're just basically looking for someone to give you a solution when there is no particular formula for trading that will be 100% foolproof. You don't know anything about trading. I can trade noobs like you with my eyes closed. Bach's coming. Bach is now challenging the entire YouTube channel to trade like him. That's good.
What a kook.
No, I mean, people...
Bach.
Does that mean fuck?
Man, is that a troll or what?
Yeah. Hi, sorry I'm late to this video. I'm in a buy on GJ. What are your opinions on it? I took it off the monthly low. Well, why are you buying in a downtrend? And what is your risk to reward for that?
Dudes.
Real trader who makes bank stays low key. Yeah, and that's why we help people out, because we do stay low key. So what you'll have to figure out here, Brett, is you have to figure out sort of what your risk is. So your risk is super small, and what you've done is you've basically bought off of what you would consider, like you said, the monthly low. Are you hoping that this week now we go bullish? Because the last 2 weeks have been very strong bearish candles. So are you hoping that this candle now goes bullish? Where would your target be on this bullish candle? Are you looking to target 129 again? If so, what are the fundamental factors behind that target? Do you believe that there's information in the pound to give it stability and strengthen it? If not, then your buys may be short-lived. So just keep that in mind. Anyone who's buying the pound right now, you may have just been buying a short impulse move that has not given any stability to the pound, but more of a breather for institutions to take better positions on the way down. So just be aware of that and manage your risk accordingly, because there's been no discussions fundamentally to say that the pound is strengthening. When we get that move, you will see how fast the pound shoots up. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, really with the pound, if you're looking at GJ, I'd be looking at buys anywhere right now, anywhere above 135, anywhere above 133. If you get buys at that level, you can cruise all the way to 145. So you can write that down in your journal, that if you turn around and you look at, you put a price alert at 133 to 135 with GJ, you can buy that all the way up to 145. And then you can send me a Christmas present after that trade gets you 1,000 pips. Because you'll be like, wow, Ted was right. Fundamentally, the pound gained strength and it moved right back into the range. Because if you look at your charts on the weekly, you will see a range from 137 all the way to 147. We are currently out of that range right now. So it has to basically return back there. And it will return back. And when it does, you have lots of opportunities to buy. So if you're not trading GJ right now, you can be very patient and wait for it to swing back. And when the pound gains strength again, you'll see it'll rocket all the way back up. And you'll have a lot better trade than trying to call a bottom and keep selling off the pound, because we don't know how deep the pound is going to go. So just be very careful. But when you're looking to buy, anywhere above 133, 135, 137, buys with GJ will send you all the way back to 147. I only have a small account. How can I build it to start making $100 a pound? I don't know how small a small account is, so I don't know how long it'll take you to get to $100 a trade. So that you need more information. So that's a perfect example of a question that makes absolutely no sense. That's like me saying I'm hungry. How hungry are you? I don't know. So how much food do you want? Enough to make me full. Well, I don't know how hungry you are. Like, I don't know what you eat normally, so I couldn't tell you how much food you need to eat right now to make you full. Well, a $200 account, you need to get to about 10,000 before you can do $100 a day. So with that account, 200 pounds, aim to make 1 to 5% a day. So $1 to $5 a day will get you up to 10,000 eventually. And if you turn around and say to me that's going to take a long time, quit trading, because should be your answer. That your answer should be, okay, perfect. I have a strategy now, and I'm going to go out and try and do it.
It's just a lot of these questions being asked. It's like you're asking questions that you yourself can only answer. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you like you do. So why are you asking questions that you can answer yourself? Like, how much should I risk? How much should I wager on each trade? It's like, well, that's up to you.
Yep, what's you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Gold just formed resistance on 1502. If it breaks that area, can I buy? I don't know. What are you buying it to?
Are they listening to you? Oh my gosh, this is a little. I mean,
Ted loves it. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding
oh my
me?
gosh, I'll be so blown. Ted got the page.
Oh, it's just, I mean, because I never want someone to turn around and say, "Oh, no one helped me." I rather give you the answer and tell you straight to your face than someone saying, "No, it does make sense." Ted, I can see price rejecting higher highs for GJ resistance. Okay, well, that's great. Like, all these observations, you guys don't have to tell me about. You just have to map out a trade idea and execute on that. Like, telling me that you see higher highs, you see head and shoulders, bat patterns, like airplanes, cars, all that stuff, it's not relevant to my trading. And you should be able to turn around and say, hey, listen, I see a trade idea between this number, and this is the reason why I'm taking it, because this is according to my plan that I trade every day. That's a proper explanation of what you're doing. I don't care where a chart's going, because a chart is always going to go up or a chart is always going to go down. It doesn't change. Charts do that, but it's how you execute on those charts, and what your idea is to execute is the information that we need to evaluate to see if that makes sense. Telling me that there's a resistance here or supports there, it doesn't matter. Who cares? There's resistance at 1506. What's the relevancy of that? There's no relevancy if I'm not executing on it, right? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? It's the same thing with trading. If there's support on the 15-minute and no one's trading it, what's the difference?
Like, I don't understand, like, why they make it so difficult. Like, you come on here and you said buy stock, buy whatever at these levels, and you consistently do the same thing. Like, do you drive the same way to work every day, or do you take a different route every other day? If it's just like trading, you drive the same route every day. So when the market sets up a certain particular way, you take your trade. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. And that's it. Simple as that. Don't change it.
Yep.
I haven't seen a lot of charts lately.
No.
Did you
There's
decide
no charts.
not trade you short on? Yeah, I know. I'm only looking for GJ shorts below 126.850. And if you look at the time right now, it's almost 10 a.m. So this is the time where I'm just not looking at the charts.
I've been done for a while.
Yeah, the market's basically slowed down. So
yeah, like for the last half hour, I've been scrolling through Instagram.
How's the news this week? Not too bad, right?
Oh
I think
yeah.
we have some news. CPI tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Should be it.
Yeah.
Hey Ted, gold usually has a push pre-USA Open. Does that push usually last 5-minute candle? Because I went to the charts and saw that it usually is a very quick push. Is there a certain move to anticipate preceding the push? I can't see a correlation when that push happens. Correct. You'll never see exactly when it happens. Because think logically, Kenavir, if the markets did the exact same thing at the exact same time every single day, all we would have to do is show up at 7:54, take a trade at 7:55, and exit at 7:59 every single day. You would work 4 minutes, you would go to the bank, take out a loan for $10 million, and bet the ranch at 7:56 or 7:54 every day for that 5-minute push. So when you look at dynamics like that and you try and zone in on a particular candle and say, hey, this happens, why doesn't it happen all the time at that time? Because it'll never do that. What you have to now logically deduct from that idea is that there's a push before the New York session open. So I have to be in front of the charts before the New York session opens to see if I catch that push, whether it's an hour before the New York session opens, a half hour before the New York session opens, 5 minutes before the New York session opens. You have to be there to catch that push. That is part of trading. So there you will have a better understanding of how to properly assess the charts. And now you see something that you wish to catch every day, you have to show up to the charts so that you're there before it happens. And if it happens and you miss it, then there is no trade that day, if that's what you're looking for.
So whoever sent me this gold chart, you got support, broke support, retest. So you gotta wait for this candle to flip in your direction, and then try to look for sells. So far, it's not in the direction you want it to be, so it's not to sell.
Gold is just doing nothing. It's rejecting support at the bottom and it's rejecting resistance at the top.
Exactly.
Like, I see no trade on gold right now.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
You get stuck right in the middle.
Yep. Play smart.
you just watched that video of the guy doing the backflip?
Yeah.
Oh man, that hurts.
It's gold, not the high of the day. That's for you to decide. I don't look at the high of the days or low of the days. That does not make me enter a trade. What I look for is if my bias is, let's say my bias is bearish on GJ. Okay, then all I'm going to look for is a candle closing bearish below this area I have marked, and then I will take sells, I'll draw an arrow, price will go there, and I'll exit. But that needs to happen within the time I'm trading, because if that happens, let's say in London session, I'm not going to do it because one, I'm sleeping, two, yeah, well, one, I'm sleeping, so there's no point number two.
True, I'm sleeping.
Because if I'm awake,
Two, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, two, because I'm sleeping.
Two, I'm in a dream, though.
I'm in the dream, yeah.
In the dream trade.
How did everything go with the food distribution? We're going to distribute some meat today. Yeah, we had 2 goats slaughtered yesterday, so we're going to give one of them away. How come you're waiting for 126.850 on GJ and not anything earlier? Because if you use logic, okay, so now logic dictates that if I take a sell here, I'm not sure if it's going to go down here or it might go up there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this support to break, because once this support breaks, I look left, I see clean candles that went up, there's no traffic, so this will give a higher probability for price to come down here, and I can take profits, and then I can post that on Instagram, right? But if I take a trade here for sells, it just wouldn't make any sense, because I'm not sure if it's going to come down or not, you know. But now when you look at it in a way that, okay, maybe this area 126.880 is like a support at London, you know, and then and like pre-New York held this support, so if this support gets broken, this is going to be a good move down. So that's why you just gotta wait. If price doesn't do the things you want it to do, then there's no trade.
Alright, gold's trying to break this 1504 level.
I see the importance of waiting. Gold did a deep retest, gotta wait.
Yeah, Rakil, if this 15-minute candle on gold closes strong bullish, like, yeah, but you've got the right level there.
Yeah, it's fake out.
Continue to push. Oh, it's gone. Fuck. Look at the new 15 candle. Just opened like when 15. Damn gold. Ugh. Yes, there it goes.
And that's the reason why we don't sell gold.
Not these days.
Dun, 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 dun. Think gold going to 1520 today. Touch that 4-hour trend line, then down. Okay. Sellers hurt. Fake out. Please. Head and shoulder setup. Then maybe have a bearish week. Just a possibility what I see. Think you guys are dreaming gold is not trending now. Well, gold is bullish so far. It's funny when people sell or buy stuff with no stop losses.
What you've got to be asking yourself now on gold is this level at 1508, 1509 likely to break today?
Yes.
On a Monday with no news, unless Trump or someone says something, is it gonna break today? Because it's a strong.
They're already expecting it.
Strong daily level at the moment. We're just ranging for days. It's definitely bullish. It wants to break up. Let's just see if it does. I hope it does.
It will. Yeah, I think there's enough weakness in the dollar to push gold up. Alright guys, I'm gonna head off.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take care everybody, have fun.
Enjoy.
Adios.
Adios amigos. Oh, hey Snap. No.